In the last couple of minutes, we have had updates on Tottenham's pursuit of a manager, with Duncan Castles naming, there we go, Julian Lopetegui as a potential candidate, but their priority is still Mauricio Pochettino. Not the best start to the stream there, but we will be talking about those updates from Duncan Castles, a whole host of updates from Fabrizio Romano, both on the pursuit of a manager and also in the transfer market. We're not going to be diving too much into the transfer details because, like I've said, we don't have a manager. Now's not the time to be talking about that. It's not important right now. We need a manager first. But the main thing that Romano has said, as you can see below me there, is Tottenham and Fabio Paratici are expected to stay quiet on the name of their new manager until an agreement is close. I assume this coming from Spurs after deals for Pochettino and Conte fell through, as the press were saying they were essentially done. Spurs don't want that to happen again, and this is their reaction to it. This is how they're going to deal with that. Before we do get into that story and so much more this afternoon, please make sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you want to make sure you don't miss a thing from Tottenham's pursuit of a manager and the entire transfer window. Streaming as often as we can, bringing every bit of breaking news first here on Matt Hayes Tottenham Blog. So please do hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button as well if you are happy with this news I suppose that we won't be teased with another manager until we are sure a deal will be done. Kathy, thank you for subscribing. Haytham, good to see you in the live chat. Cody saying Matty the Gold. I appreciate it, Cody. Always appreciate your support. We've got Kai, Harjan, Lee, Noy here as well. So many good to see so many people in the chat. Greg's too. Thank you for tuning in. And let's talk about this one. Tottenham and Fabio Paratici are expected to stay quiet on the name of their new manager until a deal is close. And it's a perfectly good way to approach this. It really is, because every single media outlet had every bit of detail on Antonio Conte, on Mauricio Pochettino, and like we said so often with Conte, the deal was essentially done. It was so close to being done, and at the last minute that fell apart. And Spurs don't want that to happen again, because they look, the outrage that has been in the Tottenham fan base in the last week or so, the absolutely deserved and warranted outrage, isn't something the club will want to have to put up with on a consistent basis as we go through. Vince Vega, channel member, good to see you in here. Wayne as well, saying I can see Levy going down the Christian Gross road again. This has been a poorly handled situation, even by Levy standards, and I certainly agree with that one. But I think this is a good approach to take, as we are expecting Fabio Paratici to be appointed in the next 24 to 48 hours. I do think this one is the best way to go. Now, Fabio Paratici, one of his first jobs at the club, as we've heard today from Romano, will be to keep Harry Kane there. There are updates from Gianluca Di Marzio on Chelsea's pursuit of Kane, which we will touch on again in a second. But on the manager front, first of all, Tottenham and Paratici will remain quiet on the name until an agreement is close. Now, the odds today, as you can see beside me, have been moving quite a bit as the transfer window has opened, and they have all been moving in the favour of Erik ten Hag. You can see him there. He's even with Paddy Power and Betfair, 11 to 10 with Sky Bet and 10 to 11 with Boyle Sports. William Hill, again, market's not open on betting for Tottenham's new manager there. But Erik ten Hag, is he actually a realistic option? Well, I've heard that Spurs will push for Erik ten Hag if Fabio Paratici cannot convince Antonio Conte to join when he is officially Spurs' man. He will try one last time to get Conte. If that doesn't work, Erik ten Hag is the man. However, Alistair Gold and Fabrizio Romano are saying that with Fabio Paratici in charge of the search, it's not exactly likely that he will want Ten Hag to be the man in charge. So it could be a very, very different route that we do go down. It could end up being a manager that hasn't been mentioned yet, or hasn't been reliably linked to the club, that could be the next man. And like I said, Duncan Castles in the last couple of minutes has said that Spurs like Julian Lopetegui, the current Sevilla manager. Very, very good manager. He won. He was the Spain manager, I think, going into the last European Championships or the last World Cup, and a lot went down there. But a manager who is held in high regard over in Spain. And Castles also said that Mauricio Pochettino remains a priority, but Lopetegui is likely to be on a list of alternative candidates, and that if the managers we are going for don't quite work out, which I think at the moment is a very, very likely situation with where Spurs are going. Andrew, thanks for that. I had it ready to update and I never clicked the button. No, he says Levy is a great businessman, but he does mess up sometimes, I think is worth saying. Sandil says Madison for Fabrizio Romano. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that one. So that's really it on the manager front. It's been a quiet day. Again, I'm expecting something in the next couple of days. From what we've heard from Romano, is that we want to get a man in before the European Championships happen, whereas Dan Kilpatrick, I think it was, said it could be another 7 to 10 days, which is our favourite time frame that we're hearing in our pursuit of a manager 7 to 10 days, because Alistair Gold has said it a few times as well. Haitham Albatashi coming in with a £10 super chat. Haitham, thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it. Says, love your work, Matt. Thank you for always keeping us up to date with Haitham. It is my absolute pleasure. There's so many incredible people that support this channel, and I owe it all to you. So thank you very, very much for that, Haitham. Jay Taylor says, Matt, I really hope it's Poch, dare to dream, and it actually comes through. And Shauna Blaney calling herself a lunatic. I'm saying you can keep your sanity in check. Well, I think you're a good few steps ahead of all of us Spurs fans already, Shauna, but good to see you in the live chat. And look, like I said, we're not going to dive too deep into the transfer news that we're hearing, because it's not relevant. We can't take these links entirely seriously when we don't have a manager who can actually identify the players that he wants and needs. And I know Fabio Paratici is going to be a big part of that, but without a manager there, he can't confidently make those final decisions. So we're not going to dive too much into that. The Transfer Talk series won't properly start until a manager comes in. Christopher, good to see you in the live chat. But look, let's just go through the headlines, because there have been some very interesting things that has been said today. The first one is Alistair Gold has echoed what we already know, and that Fabio Paratici is already working on planning transfers out of Tottenham in order to raise funds to bring new players in. We knew that was the case. He's working quite hard to get that done. He is expected to travel to London, I think, today after meeting Tottenham representatives in Turin yesterday. So that deal is only a matter of days, if even that, before that gets done. So that is where we lie with Fabio Paratici. The Athletic UK are saying that Joachim Andersen looks likely to end up at either Tottenham or Arsenal, though there is also interest from Manchester United. So much content on this channel about Andersen if you do want to go and check that out. Playing with Fulham in the Premier League last season, of course, plays with Lyon. He will be at the Euros with Denmark, but that is it from Athletic UK. Fabrizio Romano also said that it's a situation to keep an eye on, because he could very well end up at Tottenham. The Athletic also said Tottenham are expecting Man City to come in for Harry Kane, but not with a big enough bid to tempt them to sell. They are confident that Kane is too professional to turn to down tools in order to force a move, and I think that's what we all expect. You know, we're not looking at Harry Kane and thinking he could be a Christian Eriksen or any other player that down tools the Spurs just to force that move away. He will stay completely professional, and he will play to the best of his ability while he is at Spurs to help us get to where we do need to be. The Athletic finally said Tottenham and Newcastle have made preliminary advances for Wolfsburg striker Wout Weghorst. He's one we were linked with last summer as well. Preliminary advances, I wouldn't read too much into that. I wouldn't get too excited about it. It could just be Spurs inquiring about his availability, maybe how much it could cost. But again, I don't think we'd read too much into that one. Gianluca Di Marzio said Fabio Paratici's first job as Tottenham managerial director is to convince Harry Kane to stay for at least one more season. And Di Marzio so kindly followed that up with the news that Chelsea are, quote, insistent on signing Harry Kane this summer. They're not going to get him. And I think that is the be all and end all of that. Harry Kane will not be a Chelsea player next season. Chelsea, after matching PSG's bid for Inter Milan fullback Achraf Hakimi today, which is 60 million, could potentially rise to 80 million. We're also hearing Chelsea are in talks with Borussia Dortmund over Erling Braut Haaland. Despite Dortmund's reluctance to sell him, there could be something that goes along there. But Di Marzio saying Chelsea insisted on Harry Kane. I would not get any bit concerned about that. I really don't think it is one that will materialise, because Harry Kane, he wants Manchester City, and he's indirectly said it essentially when talking about his potential desire to leave and wanting to play with Kevin De Bruyne. And what we're hearing from the press is that Kane wants Manchester City. I don't think he will end up at Chelsea. Even if he didn't want just City, I don't think he would. That would be a route that he would go down in any way whatsoever. And Shauna, again, Shauna, I'm lost for words at this stage. Shauna coming in with yet another £49 super chat, says keep up the good work, Shauna. It is my absolute pleasure to bring these updates to you and to everyone else every single day. Thank you so much for the continued support. It really, really does mean an awful lot. And like I said, every single super chat gets me one step closer to doing this full time. And Shauna, you're definitely playing your part in that. So thank you so much. I really, really do appreciate that. Romeo Agresti was on We Are Tottenham TV today. He said Paulo Dybala will stay at Juventus. There are no talks with Tottenham. There are some rumours that Spurs will push for Paulo Dybala when Fabio Paratici comes in, but Agresti putting those to bed fairly quickly. And then we get on to the Romano updates. Tottenham were interested in Gianluigi Donnarumma, but he didn't want to go to the Premier League. It is looking increasingly likely that he will end up at PSG as they, I would say, try and replace Keylor Navas, but Navas is going to be staying there as well, which is a very very interesting dynamic that will be forming there. And look, Pochettino, I'm sure, was pivotal in getting that deal done. So I think with every signing PSG make, it's more and more likely that Poch will be there next season. Again, Romano also said keep an eye on Anderson for Tottenham acquiring him next season. I think I'm expecting that deal to be done. I'm expecting Joachim Anderson to be a Spurs player next season. After leaving Fulham, he wants to stay in London. Spurs want him. We're interested. Everyone is telling us that. I think that is a deal that Spurs will work to get done. This transfer window, the Athletic UK also talking today about Marcel Sabitzer. He wants to leave RB Leipzig, and he could be valued at about £15 million, about €17.5 million, which is very good news for Spurs. We've been in for him quite a bit in the last couple of windows, and with 1 year left on his contract, it was expected that he would want to move away from RB Leipzig. And whether Tottenham are in the mix still, whether he's someone we're targeting, I'm sure a lot has changed with the managerial changes and with Fabio Paratici now coming in. Sabitzer might not even be on our radar, but if he is, he could be available for as little as £15 million this summer. And again, we're going to dive so much more into all of these bits of transfer news when the manager is appointed and when the Tottenham Hotspur Transfer Talk series comes back this summer. Please do make sure to subscribe if you want to guarantee you can get all the updates on Tottenham's on who we're bringing in and who we might be selling as well this summer, because it's bound to be a very, very busy window. Aaron says Maddie brings the news and the facts. If people donate, it's well deserved. Go troll AFTV. Aaron, thank you very much for those kind comments. Always good to see you supporting all of the Tottenham streams as well, not just my streams. You're always doing the rounds, so we do appreciate that. But look, that's pretty much it for today. I just wanted to hop on and give that update because we've been trying to do the daily ones as the managerial pursuit dies down, and hopefully it will pick up again very, very shortly. But like we said, Fabrizio Romano saying Tottenham and Fabio Paratici will stay quiet on the name of their new manager until an agreement is close. If the odds are to be believed, Eric Ten Hag is the favourite for the job at the moment, but Fabrizio Romano and Alistair Gold, like I said, do not believe that is a very realistic option with Fabio Paratici in charge of the hunt. Conte not dead yet. Paratici will try one last time to convince him to come to Spurs when he does officially join. If that doesn't happen, well then it is anybody's guess as to who the next manager will be. Some French reports yesterday saying that Mauricio Pochettino will be allowed to leave if he expresses his desire, as PSG prepare an offer for Zinedine Zidane. However, I don't think that is true. I think Poch is there for at least another season at PSG. He was the man who convinced Gini Wijnaldum to join, and with Gigi Donnarumma coming in a similar position as well, I think Poch is there for the next season. Whether he wants to or not is a different question. But that is the lay of the land right now. Everyone, thank you for tuning in. Again, it's only been a quick stream today, but we still had nearly 1,000 people tuning in, over 260 watching right now. Please do hit that like button. Let's see if we can get to 100 likes before we do end the stream. That would be incredible for a 12-minute stream. Subscribe as well if you are new. We are on the road to 10k before the season starts. Had an incredible rise in the last couple of weeks, and I would love to keep that one going. So please do hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and as always, thanks for watching.